Well, we've just hit the Nullarbor. We've pulled out just east of Norseman, and we're really starting to head east and head home. We've done these sort of trips before, and like normally if you go for a trip at home for a 2 or 3 week trip, that's a good chunk of a trip. When you've been away for 4 or 5 months, the last 2 to 3 weeks just, I don't know, it really starts to get to you, and you really start to think about having to be at home, and that's where we're at the moment. So we are like really committed to just driving and getting home now. We are going to make it a little bit of a challenge and try and cover the next sort of 3,000 Ks, but free camp all the way and try and get some nice free camps. So we've got to drive all this distance. We're still going to enjoy it, but in the head we know we're going home, even though that'll take, you know, 10 days, 2 weeks. So let the Nullarbor begin. I'm sure there'll be some beautiful scenery, Bunda Cliffs, some great camp spots, and lots of time in the car with the kids. So wish us luck. All right, stopped on the side of the road to have lunch. Willow's having a cheese toastie. Harper's having a ham and salad wrap. What do you have, Mum? Pizza.
Leftover pizza.
Pizza?
So, trying to use up some stuff.
It's always easy if everyone in the family has something different every time you stop. So tomorrow is a new beginning, and we're going to have the same thing for lunch tomorrow, I reckon, when we stop. The joys.
Good luck.
So that was pretty entertaining. We got the iconic photo at the iconic sign, like they're all iconic. But no, it was a bit of fun. And then last night we're having drinks with a couple, and they said it would be really cool to stand in the middle of that straight and just get a artistic photo of Megan in the raw. So Megan's not one to back down from a challenge. So we got that photo with the drone, and tastefully done, far enough away that you know you can't see too much detail. As we're getting back in the car, she just jumped back in the car because the car was coming, and we've been there mucking around for 15 minutes, and someone obviously pulled in to get their own photo of the sign. So we're in a bit of deep shit. Hey Megs.
That was seriously the funniest thing ever. I'm still like shaking from getting caught in the nude, but
we didn't get caught, but it was close.
It was very close.
So
you got to do these things. It's just you got to live life to its fullest.
Whoever pulled up to get the photo at the longest straight in Australia sign and smart touring system unit was there, and they took off in a hurry.
I was in the nude in the front seat.
Anyway, it'll make for good memories.
I'm never doing that again.
Righto, night one. It's not super flash, but it's a 24-hour pullover bay. It's really big, goes forever down the back. There's probably 3 or 4 campers here already, but this is sort of halfway to Bunda Cliffs. Is it Bunda Cliffs? Yeah, so we're looking forward to that one. So there's no point driving any further today. It leaves us about 450 Ks to do tomorrow, which is a decent day without getting up too early. Because we really wanted to do Bunda Cliffs as well. It's about 3 o'clock now, so that'll do. We've done about 450 Ks today. Pretty good day, and yeah, time for a beer. Time for a beer?
Yes.
Yes? So we've been here literally 10 minutes, and as we drove in we saw some lady collecting firewood, and it is total fire ban in Western Australia, so people really don't care, like they just do whatever to suit themselves. And there's actually toilets at this rest stop, like a full-on toilet block, and we get out of the car and it looks like someone's gone to trouble to dig the hole but then done their business beside it. Like, and yeah, there's spots where the ground's been turned over in a few different areas, and they're like, there's a toilet block here. It's yeah, they're gonna stop people from traveling this way because people just trash the joint. Anyway, rant over. Well, that many hours in the car, and the kids were doing their diaries in the back. Megs was on the phone updating polar steps because we've been doing that all the way through. I'm sure she'll speak about that towards the end and whether you guys should do it or not. I think it is a worthwhile thing as a personal record of a trip like this. And as driving along, I really got thinking about that whole way of living like a nomadic lifestyle is starting to make more and more sense in a world where climate has so much effect on where you can and can't live, and that is so forever changing at the moment. The simple fact that it's going to get too expensive to insure your home in some areas, and that's already the case in low-lying flood-prone areas, and I say this in the most sensitive way because I know there's a lot of people affected at the moment. And I don't know, really start to think about maybe the way we live at the moment, we're doing it all wrong. Like the cost of building a house, the maintenance, the rates, the electricity, and then just your footprint of owning that home and the consumption that goes into building that house and all the products that go into it would have to have a bigger effect than driving your vehicle down the road. I mean, look, I haven't looked into this. This is just, as I was driving along and thinking about it, it's probably something just for everyone to think about. And like, you know, we've got a Land Cruiser and a big caravan and everyone looks at you and goes, oh geez, that's a bit overkill and over the top. But and honestly, it probably isn't something we need. It was a want. But if that was our only home, that caravan, and that was our only form of transport, that car, it would make it would make total sense. I would have no trouble living in that caravan full time. The only real reason we are going home is because I feel guilty for the kids. They built their friendships up, and I can't just take that away from them. I can't take that decision off them when they get older. If they want to go travel and just and shoot through, well, that's up to them. And yes, we honestly do want to go home to see our friends as well, and our family is very important to us, but that style of living is, yeah, I think there's merit in it. If you don't have a home, you're not liable to lose your home, are you? A car and a caravan, you can just pick up and move when, you know, there's fires, floods, whatever. So yes, we love the lifestyle, but looking deeper into it and the science behind it of not having a house and how much that would save you. So, you know, like you flog your guts out going to work to build a home, and then you jump in a caravan and you go, geez, I didn't need all that shit I had at home. Like, we have so much stuff. You just end up with so much stuff and you don't realize that you don't need it until you go on a trip like this. And we truly have enjoyed our time on this holiday more than we love the daily grind at home. So it really begs the question as to why do we do it? Anyway, we are going home. So, you know, it's just something to think about and food for thought to anyone. Like, if you've been thinking about doing a trip like this, you've really got to give it at least a try. I will guarantee you it won't be for everyone. There are a lot of people out there that like the idea, and social media's got a lot to do with that. Like, there's a lot of glossiness on YouTube and Facebook about traveling in a caravan. It's not all just rosy and easy, and you get really shitty days and you get really crappy campsites. Like, for us this is fine, but for a lot of people they'd be just like, why camp in the dirt? Why would you spend the night in the dirt? It's like, well, that's all you need. Like, it's free, we're on the road, we've been driving all day, we're in the bush, what more do you want? So yeah, there is ups and downs to everything, but food for thought, guys. And clearly I've been in the car too long because I'm rambling on, and I don't know if Megan will let me leave this in there, but they're my thoughts for the day.
How the fly style?
Oh, they're really good. He's one right on the end of my nose. Two now. Day 2 on the road. I think we have about 650 k's today, so reasonably big day. It's about 8 o'clock, we'll get going. Just check the oil, just have a look around the ute, wheel nuts, that sort of thing when you're doing big days. And I mean, checking the oil in a nice modern new car probably seems a bit overkill, but they do use oil. All cars will use an oil to some degree, some more than others. I reckon I use probably half a litre between 10,000 k services. I generally keep that at the longest, 10,000, probably more like 7,000 or 8,000 k's. I spoke to an Emerald owner and they have 20,000 k service intervals, which is a crazy long time. And he was using up to 5 litres in between services, so that is a lot of oil, but that is a long time in between services too. So it is worth having a look. I mean, even if it did use, you know, 300 or 400 mils between services, it wouldn't really matter if you never top that up, I would imagine. Don't forget, I'm not a mechanic, but this is just from my experience. But I do check it and I do top it up once or twice in between services, only a little bit, but it just makes me sleep better at night. So off again this morning, and the weather's pretty crap, which is good because you don't want to waste a nice day in the car, so it makes you feel better about being in the car all day. And I reckon Bunda Cliffs tonight will be absolutely on point. Very black today. You ready for the big drive? Me too. But did you want to go home?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all part of the day.
There's some serious rules here. No going near the edges. I'm serious. Don't go near the edges.
I'm hiding, you know.
All right. What have we got here? We're very close to the edge. We've got some rules to lay down. No going near the edges.
Let's go near the edge, girls.
Don't be silly.
Mum's freaking out. It's nice. But it's actually not really that windy.
It's pretty good. Because we're not in WA anymore.
So Bunda Cliffs, and we camped nice and close. We've got to get the full experience. Obviously we're safe and our kids aren't going to run off the edge. Although Megan does seem to think that.
Freak out.
She's freaking out. But so yeah, 600 k's on the road today. We've definitely had enough. And we've arrived here at 6 o'clock at night because in WA time we're still at 3:30. So we lost bulk time today, and we also did 600 k's on the road, so it was a long day anyway. Tomorrow we are not sure whether we're going to push for Perlubie Beach. We need to sit down and have a look at how many k's that is. That might sound silly without knowing because it might be really too far. But we might even just have a late start here tomorrow and really take it in, because we're about to start cooking dinner and we're going to lose daylight very shortly. What do you reckon?
Sounds good.
Righto, what are you doing, kids?
Good. This is our handshake. Ow!
Is that what's supposed to happen?
No, bloody ring.
Righto, beer o'clock, as usual. Day 3, won't lie, it's getting tiring. Everyone is a little bit on edge because we lost 3 hours this morning. But we'll be right. We'll get over today and we'll start to get used to the time frame. Hey, Harps.
Yeah.
Keen? Righto.
Yeah.
Let's hit the road. Now I just got to get out because I actually tried to make it difficult on us yesterday. We really nearly got stuck actually, just to try and find that perfect spot. So we put up for lunch just outside Penong at McDonald Lake. The mood has improved from this morning's quite somber mood. We've actually decided to do 2 nights at Perlubie Beach because we've got really good weather, no wind, and tops of 30 degrees for the next 2 days. But we just put up here, just a point of interest to have a bit of lunch, and I'm like pumped. I'm back. I'm on a holiday again. I'm on a trip again. I'm not just driving home. So we're looking forward to Perlubie Beach, and the weather's supposed to be really nice. The mood has changed. I'm like pumped. We're not just driving home now. We're making something of it and pulling into Perlubie Beach, like I said. It's one of those spoken about places on social media and YouTube quite a lot, and we just got to go and see it. We want to tick that one off the list, so we're really excited to do that. Last 2 days I've had plenty of time to think again, and I reckon a fairly common question would be, how much time do you need to go around Australia? And are you wasting your time if you make it too short? The short answer is the 4 to 5 months that we've done it in is absolutely too short to see Australia. Yes, you can go around Australia, but for the trip we had planned, it has been enough. So we always intended to do the top end and down the west coast, and we drove 8 days at the start to start our trip, and we're going to do the same basically on the way home. We have done other sections of Australia in the past, so we didn't need to see everything in one lap. And if someone tells you you're not taking enough time to see things, but that's all the time you have, well, that's all the time you have. So you go and do it anyway. There's no right or wrong answer for that, but you honestly can't go around Australia in 4 or 5 months and see everything. That's just impossible. And there's no point just doing overnighters everywhere just to say you've stopped everywhere. You're better off missing things, in my opinion, and then doing 3 and 4 night stops, and that's what we've sort of tried to do. But just something I was thinking of, and I wonder what the right amount of time would be to go right around Australia and see everything. And I think that's an indefinite one, because I think you could go around Australia and take 3 or 4 years and still not see everything. So to a degree, it doesn't really matter how much time you take. You still got to pick some things to miss and some things that are more important to you, whether it be 3 months or 3 years. So whatever time you've got to do it, and wherever you want to go and use that time in, is the right answer. So 100%, even if you don't think it's quite long enough, do it anyway. What are you doing, rat bags?
Nothing.
He's keen to go to the beach, and it's actually going to be hot enough to swim, we think.
No.
Keen?
Yeah.
Very keen.
Yep. Geez, you look excited.
A few days of cold and I'm lost.
So
Don't know
yes,
what's going on.
pretty excited.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
what are we doing? Toasties?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Willow's day, is
They're
it?
having toasted sandwiches, but I've got out all the salad stuff to make the ultimate ham and salad wrap today.
We used to do that. Willow have toasties, and I'll have...
Salad wrap toasty.
No, you can't do that. That's weird, mate. You can't put lettuce in a toasty.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez. But I might have leftovers from last night, so we'll have 3 different meals.
Okay, you're going to have something different, aren't you? Great.
Yeah. We're at the beach and it's not windy. It's friggin' amazing.
It's going to be amazing.
So
here.
lucky, so lucky.
We might even get in the water.
Yeah.
First time in feels like almost a month.
This is a good way, this is a really good way to finish off. This is awesome.
Oh dear.
So annoying.
Sorry, but I shouldn't laugh.
Oh, we're gonna let the tyres down again.
And
One
as
last time.
so many people on the beach probably watching you right now do that. Not out of the woods yet. Uh-oh.
Get bogged one last time. Sand is nice and hard packed, so it was definitely worth trying.
Not in that turn. Like,
Righto, one last bogging, 100% worth it though, and it was just through being lazy. The sand is generally hard packed, but to spin around you got to go out a bit wider into the soft stuff, and we tried and we failed. But it's like the lightest of breezes, it's good tides, it's 30 degrees tomorrow, which is perfect temperature.
Yep.
So we've got definitely 2 nights here, and if we get really excited, we could push for a third and still be home in time, so we'll see how we go. But
This will do us.
yeah,
This is beautiful. It's so nice to be not like at the beach but not have any wind. It's sort of, we were so used to having the wind on all the beautiful beaches in WA, and this is just
and hopefully
really nice.
hopefully the GoPro doesn't make a liar out of us, because there is a light breeze and it probably sounds horrendous, but
yeah,
it's nice.
my hat's not falling off at least. That's a bonus.
That's it. Anyway, we'll set up, and it is beer o'clock because we're ahead 3 hours. It's only 1 o'clock in WA time, but it's like 4 o'clock
Very
here.
true.
So yeah, awesome. So our elation yesterday when we pulled up here at how friggin' awesome this place was and how good the weather was supposed to be has been short-lived. We're packing up this morning and we're leaving. It is freaking howling out there. Like, you can barely hold the door open. So yeah, when Megan read the weather, I didn't realise she looked at yesterday's report, which was 5 kilometres an hour. Today is 35 and it'll be every bit of that.
Yeah,
But
it sucks.
It is 30 degrees, but yeah.
It's beautiful here and we wish we could spend one more night here, but we can't even go outside the van today. It's bloody windy, and just when we thought the wind was behind us, literally.
Well, hopefully it is. We're travelling that way, so at least the wind will be behind the car. But like if we had time on the road, we'd sit it out for a couple of days. And mind you, the report looks like it just keeps getting worse for the next 4 days. So there's no point. We're just going to keep moving.
Yeah.
We said that this was our run home. We were lucky to have a nice afternoon yesterday. And
we had a magic afternoon. Actually got the swimmers out. Got a bit of a tan yesterday afternoon sitting in the sun for the arvo. But wish we could have had that night again, but anyway, we're going to move on and see what new destination we end up at. Again, we don't have a plan. We don't know where we're going.
No.
That's kind of the adventure. Not booking anything, not really knowing what we're doing.
But this is part of travelling, and I hope you're watching this episode not being depressed, but just this is the real darker side of travelling. Sometimes you just don't get the weather, and there's those downer days when you're thinking about going home, and it is all part of it, and we're trying to make it as enjoyable as possible, and we're really looking forward to some new exciting things that are coming up for us when we get home. So stay put. We're not finished yet. I reckon we're going to find a cracking camp yet.
Yeah.
Hey? Righto, let's go.
Yeah.
Back on the road, we're going to drive till pretty much dinner time tonight, I think. Something new.
The idea is we're going to have dinner out somewhere, maybe an old pub or, I don't know, somewhere, and then just go to bed.
Watch this plan turn to shit.
Yeah, true.
We'll see. Well, I didn't know this was actually a thing halfway across Australia. Look at that. Well, I'm guessing it is. They're saying it is. So, and look at the size of that galah. Willow, that's your cousin. On a side note too, for a town that seems to be literally in the middle of nowhere, halfway across Australia, it's like some of the cheapest diesel I've seen on the trip. So if that's a common occurrence, remember Kimber the town, you got to stop to get diesel. It's a good spot. I don't actually need it. Plus it's just got random really big statues everywhere. Dingoes, emus, kangaroos, and a giant galah. Australia really has an odd sense of humour with the outback towns and what they I don't know what they decorate the place with. But it's always good for a laugh. Well, we ended up covering 500 k's and we didn't leave till lunchtime this morning. So we pulled up at Peterborough. It's a tiny little town, typical country town. There's nearly more pubs than there is people. There's 4 pubs in the street. So we picked what we think looks to be the best one with just judging a book by its cover, 100%. But this will do. We're gonna have dinner here, and then about a kilometre down the road there's free RV camping. It's got good reviews on Wikicamps, so this is perfect for us for the night. There she is, dinner. Well, I just finished telling you guys that there's 4 friggin' pubs in this town, and typical our style, we picked the one that doesn't do dinner. So up the street we go.
Yep.
Yes.
We're getting back in the car.
We need to get back in the car, don't we?
All right, in you go.
Pub 2 and a little train museum across the road, so we're on to a winner. Hey Harps.
Yeah, and it has food.
Well, we think so, so let's have another go. Righto, so update on dinner and the pub. So the pub that does serve food was apparently too flat out. There was one other table seated, and they said they couldn't take too many orders for the next 45 minutes. So we spoke to some locals walking past. What's the best feed in Peterborough? And they've sent us to a diner attached to a servo. Which is actually licensed. So man, that's crazy. It's Saturday afternoon. There's 4 pubs in this town, and it's actually for a small country town. It's actually quite big.
It's a ghost town. Like there's no we just saw 2 locals walking their dog, and I have not seen another soul apart from in that pub. There was probably about 6 people in there. So
all we want is a friggin' pub meal and a beer, because we've been driving all day. When I drove in here, and there's 4 pubs. This is going to be fantastic.
Adam goes, do you want to go back to the van and cook? And I said, hell no. I just want food, but I don't care where we get it from.
I've driven all day. All I ask is she cooks one meal. She just won't do it. Righto, let's go to the diner.
Here's our dinner reservation for the night. There it is. Dinner is awaiting us at the Steam Town Dine-In.
Well, we made it to camp. Dinner was okay. One bonus though, after dinner I was able to fill up my car because we were at a service station. So this is camp for the night. This is an awesome free camp as far as just a quick one night stopover. Nice clean grassy site, or gravel if that's what floats your boat. And the local copper was there in town while we're filling up. He said it's nice and safe, you have no dramas down here, which is what you want to hear when you've got kids and travelling on the road. So nice quiet night tonight, and another big day in the car tomorrow.
We have made it back to New South Wales after 4 months of travelling around. It's kind of a bit sad, but we're happy to be going home to friends and family. And yeah, what do you reckon?
I'm moping around.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Kids are so excited to see their friends. It's very bittersweet. We've had an amazing time, but it's time for us to head home, and I'm really happy actually. The weather is amazing. It's like about 27 degrees. I'm actually really hot. So I think we're going back into mint weather, which is so exciting.
There's floods below us and floods above us apparently, so
yeah.
Broken Hill today, and maybe we'll find that pub that we were looking for last night.
take two with the pub thing.
We won't have to have
the pub meal.
We won't have to have dinner at a diner at a service station.
We'll never forget it. We'll never forget it.
We won't.
Anyway, let's see what we can find at Broken Hill.
We crumbled. We're in a caravan park tonight, but we really wanted to have a look around because we pulled up at lunchtime, and we've got enough time just to go and see a few sites. Me can go and see the Palace Hotel. It has a fair bit of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert memorabilia, which is right up her alley. But yeah, the old disused mine is quite eerie. There's the memorial on top of the hill is just dotted with a lot of miners' deaths, and you go to a lot of these memorials and they just have the names. This one has how they died against each name, which really makes it a bit more real, and you can see how things have changed in the workplace, that's for sure, and the unions had a lot to do with that. And then some say they went a little bit far in the later years, but things couldn't have kept going the way they were, that's for damn sure, and I'm glad we come and had a look. Broken Hill to Cobar today, and then we're pushing a little bit further to a nice little overnight pub stay. So we keep searching for that elusive nice pub meal. We still didn't get it last night.
It's really saying something about us. We're just searching for pubs all the way home. We're just drowning our sorrows as we're going home.
That's pretty much that's pretty much it. The mood has been rather somber, I won't lie, especially from me. So. But cooking up lots of different ideas for when we get home. There's going to be a lot of cool things, a lot of new things, and a lot more exciting adventures to come. So anyway, we'll see what this little pub stay brings tonight. Hopefully a good meal.
And a good schnitty.
And a good schnitty. We'll definitely have a beer.
Love a good palmy. Or is it Palmer? I call it palmy.
And we are actually lucky to be getting home. There's so many closed roads and the road conditions are absolutely atrocious. They're bad generally in New South Wales compared to just about any other state we have noticed, but the rain's just added that extra level of potholes and bumps and humps, and Megs is really hanging on to her.
Yeah, I am a little bit.
Oh yeah, 80 k's to go and we're pulling up. So we pulled up at, had the word and now I've lost it.
Oh, you do this all the time.
Merrydale? Hermidale.
Hermidale, that's it.
So we pulled up Hermidale pub.
Free camp. Sorry, Merrydale?
So I pulled up at Hermidale pub, free camping out the back of the pub. $10 if you need PR, so on point. Apparently the meal's really nice. We've already walked in there and sussed it out, and we've got a good vibe. There's an old guy out the front we had a chat with, and it's super friendly, local, and it puts your mind at ease, because when you've got your whole family camped in the middle of nowhere and there's only one other person here, you just need to feel like you're safe, and we do. And they apparently serve a good meal, and we're going to have a beer right now.
Last night on the road, and we're doing some diary catch up. Who's been there before? Well, we're only about a week behind, which is actually quite good. All right, let's get into it, hey?
Well, I've just donated to my first destination.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
You're random, hey?
No, I'm not.
You are a little bit.
You're random.
Yes, I am. But it's okay to be random.
Well, we pulled up this afternoon at Jerry's Plains, little free camp. There's actually tennis courts here, which is pretty rare because we all play tennis actually. So that was a win. Park here for the kids, and it's a $5 donation. So perfect to stop at. We couldn't really made it home today, but we had a reasonably big night. Coming across, we were really looking for that country town, little outback pub experience, and we definitely got that last night at Hermidale. We ended up meeting a few locals there, and it was a really good atmosphere. Met up with one guy in particular, got talking Land Cruisers, and he had quite a collection, and we actually went round to his house and had a look and had a beer with him, and he was a legend. I really thank him for that, thank him for the afternoon, because as I've said it in a lot of other episodes, it's what travelling is all about, is meeting people on the road, and that's what we needed really to finish off our trip. Because as I said, you know, we've had our ups and downs in these last few days of worrying about going home and getting back into life, and we really needed that just to top it off. And then one last night here is just a family cook a roast and reflect on what's been something friggin' amazing and something that everyone should do. So we're really pumped to actually get home now. We've got a lot of things in the pipeline. We've been thinking, like brainstorming so many great ideas, and that little stopover last night really cemented that, because I may or may not have bought something that I probably shouldn't, but I'm really looking forward to revealing that one day if it happens. We still haven't locked that in. But anyway guys, tomorrow is a short day home. We're probably going to leave it here, and next time we see you guys, we will be unpacking the van and starting to clean everything up. I've got a few things to fix on the cruiser, which I'll run through on that. So stick around for the episodes coming up, because we've got heaps planned. So much to show you guys, and we've enjoyed sharing it. And we very rarely do this, but please like and subscribe our channel, because we truly love doing this. We didn't realize how much we love doing it until we did it, you know, full time for 4 or 5 months, and with such good content. So not only like and subscribe, please share it with your friends. We really appreciate the support, and don't forget, you only live once. Get out there and enjoy it. See you soon.